My name is Leanne, and I'm a regression therapist. This case began like many others. An emotionally detached young man referred by a concerned friend looking for answers he couldn't articulate. He introduced himself as Noah, a 25-year-old freelance artist. He appeared lost, both in his work and in his personal life, unable to commit to relationships or a career path. There was no specific trauma he could recall, just a persistent sense of confusion and displacement. When we began the session, Noah's soul file didn't open smoothly. Unlike most cases where memories flood in like a movie reel, we were suspended in an eerie, pitch-black silence. It took time. Minutes stretched like hours before images began to emerge. When they did, they transported us to an unfamiliar, mist-shrouded island, seemingly untouched by time. Noah's perspective was that of a teenager, about 14 years old, living with several other youths in an elaborate wooden structure nestled deep within the forest. The setting resembled a mythical blend of Polynesian architecture and futuristic elegance. They were guarded by silent figures clad in sleek black robes, who moved like shadows. It became clear this wasn't a normal orphanage or school. This was containment. Each of the other youths had unique, natural gifts. One could manipulate wind. Another could hear the ocean's secrets through seashells. They played games using these powers, exploring the jungle with joy. But Noah had none of these abilities. He was the only one who felt ordinary, like a misplaced piece of a divine puzzle. The caretaker of the place, a tall and androgynous figure named Elian, watched over them with a calm detachment. Elian was striking, neither male nor female, voice smooth like water, appearance both gentle and commanding. He never pushed the children to train, only encouraged them to live in rhythm with nature. Despite this, Noah's heart was restless. He often sat alone by a lagoon, staring at drifting lily pads and wondering where they'd go once out of sight. He never voiced it, but he felt inferior. His peers seemed destined for something great, while he was just there, existing, waiting. One evening, Elian took Noah on a silent walk beneath the glowing trees. Moonlight filtered through the leaves like liquid silver. "Everything in this world," Elian said, pointing at the fireflies and the stars, "has its own rhythm. You, too, follow yours." Noah, still young and sheltered, didn't understand. But Elian's words planted a seed. Years passed. From the island's cliffs, Noah often stared at the distant city across the sea. It sparkled with artificial lights in motion, vibrant and chaotic. One day, driven by an unexplainable urge, he escaped. The guards never prevented them from leaving, but it was clear that few ever did. When he arrived in the city, balancing on wires, doctors healing with tools instead of energy, chefs wielding flames like artists. They had no powers, yet they created magic. He took odd jobs: dishwasher, courier, janitor, each short-lived. He marveled at how others stuck to their trades with certainty, like they were born for it. When he asked how they chose their paths, most shrugged. "It's what my dad did," or "just happened." Noah envied their clarity. He had none. He wandered into a nightclub one evening, more out of curiosity than interest. The manager, a flamboyant woman named Madame Reina, welcomed him with a bemused smile. "Lost lamb, are we?" she teased. Noah confessed his search for belonging. Reina told him, "Sometimes being needed gives you purpose, being someone's person." She spoke of marriage like it was the ultimate answer. That night, Noah wandered into a boxing gym asking the crowd, "Who here will marry me?" They laughed. He didn't. Later, while shivering outside the gym in the cold, a quiet man named Jonah offered him a coat. Jonah was rough-looking with kind eyes and heavy hands. They talked little, but shared silent warmth. Jonah took Noah in. For the first time, Noah felt like he belonged. He asked how to be a good husband. Jonah smiled and said, "Just be here when I get home." Noah slept peacefully in his arms, but within weeks, Jonah died in a street fight. Noah spiraled again. He returned to small jobs, laundry delivery, housekeeping. That's when he met Elias, a tall security guard who always slipped snacks into Noah's delivery bag. A gentle ritual began. On a snowy night, they met under city lights. Elias held him in the cold, his body a shield from the winter wind. Noah's heart bloomed. This wasn't survival, this was love. When Noah returned to the building to visit Elias again, he learned the man had moved, back with his wife and kids. Heart shattered, Noah returned to the island. He expected anger, punishment. Instead, Elian embraced him. The others had not changed, still radiant, still content. Noah, however, had been weathered by the world. He questioned everything. What's the point of all this? No one uses their gifts. No one earns anything. What's our purpose? Elian's reply broke the rules of reality. You are the projector. You are the beginning and the end of your world. Noah stood silent, yet the words vibrated through his very soul. Memories flooded back, not just what had happened, but how he felt. The longing, the joy, the despair. They weren't accidents. They were the story he had chosen to live. If the moon could exist just to shine, and the bugs only lived a summer, it was part of a greater design, one tied to global energies, political powers, maybe even divine intent. The children were seen as sacred by governments and kings. Their protection wasn't spiritual fluff, it was geopolitical necessity. Later, a political shift disbanded the sanctuary. The children were scattered. Noah lived simply, hiding his identity. He farmed, loved quietly, and never married again. His days were plain, but his heart was peaceful. Years later, I shared the session recording with him. He cried. He said his real life had mirrored the journey. Endless jobs, a broken marriage, a sense of not belonging. But listening back, he found clarity he never had before. I don't need to chase anymore, he told me. I'm already home. He said it felt more healing than years of therapy. And I agree. Watching his file was like watching a universal truth unfold. We are all the starting point and ending point of our lives. We are the projector, and the world is the movie we choose to play. Experience it all, freely, as you are.